Imagine being one of the most famous people on the planet, loved by millions, hated by just as many, and constantly under a microscope so powerful it could spot a single tear falling in a stadium of 70,000 people. Welcome to the life of Taylor Swift, where every move is a headline, every X is a song, and every award show is a potential war zone. You'd think being a billionaire pop icon with more awards than shelf space would be a dream, right? Wrong. Because Taylor Swift's life is less fairy tale princess and more emotional gladiator arena. Let's break down why being Taylor Swift actually sucks despite the money, the fame, and the fact that she could probably buy a small country if she wanted to. Our story begins in Pennsylvania, where a young Taylor, armed with a guitar and a dream, decided she was going to conquer country music. Fast forward a few years, and she's signing with Big Machine Records, releasing Tim McGraw, and suddenly, she's the sweetheart of Nashville. But here's the thing about being the golden child. Everyone expects you to stay golden, forever. Then came Fearless, the album that turned her into a superstar. But with fame came the first taste of backlash. Suddenly, people weren't just criticizing her music, they were criticizing her. Too emotional, too dramatic, too much. And thus began the endless cycle of Taylor Swift. Write a hit song, get famous, get scrutinized, repeat. Then, 2009 happened. The VMAs, Kanye West, the infamous "I'ma let you finish" moment. Overnight, Taylor went from America's sweetheart to a meme, a punchline, a victim in a narrative she didn't write. And here's the kicker: people loved it. Because nothing unites the internet like watching a successful woman get humiliated on live TV. But Taylor? She did what Taylor does best. She turned pain into profit. Speak Now was her middle finger to the haters. Red was her heartbreak masterpiece. And 1,989. That was her nuclear option. Pop domination. But with every win came a new enemy. Critics said she couldn't sing. Haters said she only wrote about exes. And the media? Oh, they loved painting her as the crazy, manipulative, boy-obsessed drama queen. Then came Kimye. The snake emojis, the famous drama. The internet collectively decided Taylor was a liar, a snake, a mastermind playing the victim. And just like that, her reputation was, well, reputation ed. She disappeared. And when she came back, it was with "Look What You Made Me Do," a song so petty, so gloriously vengeful. It was like watching a Disney villain finally snap. But here's the thing, Taylor Swift never gets to just win. Even when she's on top, there's always someone waiting to drag her down. Whether it's Scooter Braun stealing her life's work, or the endless debates over whether she's really a good person, or the fact that every time she breathes wrong, Twitter explodes. It's exhausting. And let's talk about her love life for a second. Or rather, let's not, because the way people obsess over it is borderline creepy. Every relationship is dissected, every breakup is a public spectacle, and every song is treated like a court testimony. Imagine going on one date, and suddenly the entire world is analyzing your future breakup album. No pressure, right? Now, let's talk about the real nightmare being Taylor Swift in the age of social media. One wrong tweet, one questionable like, one slightly awkward interview, and suddenly you're trending for all the wrong reasons. Remember when she dared to eat a salad? Yeah, that was a scandal. Or when she existed near Tom Hiddleston and the internet decided she was a master manipulator? Classic. And then there's the music industry itself, a place where women are held to impossible standards. Taylor doesn't write a song alone. She's a fraud. Taylor speaks up about inequality. She's playing the victim again. It's a lose, lose, lose situation. But the absolute peak of why it sucks to be Taylor Swift, the fact that she can't even re-record her own music without people losing their minds. She fought to own her work, and instead of applause, she got eye rolls. Oh, Taylor's being dramatic again. No, she's being smart. But hey, When you're a woman in the industry, ambition is always framed as arrogance. And don't even get me started on the fandom. Swifties are intense. Love them or fear them, there's no in between. One wrong opinion about Taylor, and suddenly your Twitter mentions look like a war zone. But here's the irony, Taylor herself is trapped by her own fans. They worship her, but they also expect perfection. One misstep, and even the loyalists start questioning everything. So, what's the conclusion? Taylor Swift is stuck in a paradox. She's too big to fail, but too famous to live normally. She's adored and despised in equal measure. She's a genius songwriter and a calculated manipulator. She's the hero and the villain of her own story, depending on who you ask. But here's the thing, Taylor Swift keeps winning anyway. She turns every setback into a comeback. Every hate train, she derails it with a record-breaking album. Every critic, she outsells them. Every time the world tries to bury her, she rises like a phoenix covered in glitter, armed with a guitar, and ready to write another anthem about it. So yeah, being Taylor Swift sucks, but only because greatness comes with a price. And if the price is eternal scrutiny, endless drama, and having your life turned into a never-ending soap opera, well, at least the music slaps. But wait, it gets worse. Imagine spending years crafting an entire album in secret, only for your biggest rival to drop a surprise project the same week. Taylor's Evermore was a masterpiece, but it got overshadowed by, well, let's just say other artists who love a good ambush release. And the internet? They lived for the drama. Suddenly, it wasn't about the music, it was about who won. Because nothing says healthy competition like turning art into a UFC match. Then there's the constant pressure to reinvent herself. Madonna had eras, Bowie had personas, but Taylor, she has to entirely reshape her sound, aesthetic, and personality every 2 years, or risk being called irrelevant. Go from country to pop? She's a sellout. Go back to folk? She's desperate. Stay the same? She's boring. It's like playing musical chairs, except the chairs are on fire, and the music is the sound of critics sharpening their knives. And let's not forget the legal nightmares. From lawsuits over song lyrics to battles for her own masters, Taylor's life is basically a never-ending episode of Law, Order, Swift Unit. Even something as simple as saying "Happy Birthday" in a song could land her in court. Meanwhile, male artists can sample entire albums without credit and get called visionary. The double standard? As predictable as a breakup track on a Taylor Swift album. If you made it this far, congrats, you're officially a Swiftie, or at least a curious bystander. Drop a comment below. Would you want to be Taylor Swift? And don't forget to subscribe for more brutally honest storytelling. Because let's be real, you need to see what we rip apart next.